Hello, I'm Dana Tyler. We continue to follow breaking news on CBSN New York. The breaking news for the past couple of hours in West Hempstead, New York, on Long Island, a stop and shop. There was a shooting. One person has died. This is the Cherry Valley Shopping Center. Police say the gunman is a current or former worker at the store. They're still searching for the gunman. Nassau County Police say the shooting happened just after 11 this morning. A 49-year-old man has been killed. 2 other people were injured. Police have identified the person of interest. He left the store, has not been apprehended. The police commissioner, Patrick Ryder, says at this point the motive is unclear. A cashier who was working at the time at the Stop and Shop says she heard at least 6 gunshots coming from upstairs.
I was right up at the cash register, and I heard, I think, about 6 gunshot wounds. And I finished waiting on my customer. She was almost done, and I ran out. I left, and I sat in my car in the parking lot. And then I asked the officer if I should leave. And I'm over with all the employees sitting here.
So you heard 6 shots?
I heard about 6 shots, and I've been sitting in the parking lot watching, and they put somebody on a stretcher. I mean, they have so many ambulances here, and I saw somebody come out on a stretcher.
You can imagine her emotion, her fear. This is the person of interest identified by Nassau County Police. His name, Gabriel DeWitt Wilson, 31 years old. Police describing him as 6 feet 2 inches tall, wearing a black baseball cap, a black sweatshirt, and a mask, and carrying a handgun. He was seen leaving the area, heading west. That's a couple of hours ago. Has not been seen since. Has not been turned in. Police say that if you see this person, call 911. Do not try to do anything on your own. Police believe that Gabriel DeWitt Wilson is either a current or former employee of this grocery store. And you heard the cashier saying that she heard something from upstairs. That is where the manager's offices are, upstairs. This didn't happen in the shopping area. Again, one person, a man, 49 years old, we know, has been killed. 2 others were taken to nearby hospitals. Let's get to Kiran Dhillon. She's been there for a couple of hours with our reporter, Carolyn Gussoff. Kiran, what can you tell us since we last spoke with you? Any update on the search for this man?
Yeah, Dana, right now this is still very much an active scene here in West Hempstead, and we are hearing that there may be an update from police sometime in the next 30 minutes to an hour, so we're hoping that we will hear more details. But as you said, as of right now, this active shooter is still, or this active shooting took place several hours ago, but the shooter, the suspect in this case, is still on the run. The gunman is at large, so as you said, police are asking for anyone with information about his whereabouts to contact them.
What else can you tell us? I hear a lot of voices there. I know some of them are reporters, but I'm imagining also, we do know that police spoke with shoppers and employees. Just people waiting? Are they still being interviewed?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Dana. So this area where we are, it's right in front of the Stop and Shop, and it's completely blocked off. But if you were able to look around us here, you'd be able to see that there are dozens of people standing around. A lot of people heard the shots or were in this area, and they're waiting for more information. But the people who were actually inside that store, we're hearing there may have been hundreds of either employees or customers. They actually are gathered in a separate area around the corner from where we are. We're not allowed there as media members because obviously these people are very, very shaken up. You heard one of them right there. Carolyn spoke to this woman earlier. But I have been able to speak to some who've come to this area, and they say they are just horrified. They're traumatized. So many of them heard the shooting take place, several shots, and ran for their lives. I mean, I don't know how else to put it except for they ran for their lives. They were so terrified that they could be shot, is what they're telling me. In fact, when I got here around 11:30, I also was able to speak to a lot of worried family members who were coming to the scene, worried about their loved ones who were inside the Stop and Shop. And we're hearing that police barricaded and locked down the store. And so, you know, family members were just frantically trying to get a hold of their loved ones, speak to them, and get information. And one man I spoke to, he was on the phone with his dad. He said he was in there, it was locked down, and he was communicating with him. You know, he was saying to his dad, "Dad, are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Are they letting you out?" And when I spoke to him after, he said that his dad told him he was okay, but that he was stuck inside. And also, you know, the son was trying to figure out, because this is kind of a hectic scene here. The roads are blocked off. The son was trying to figure out how he could even get close to get his dad out of the store. He was asking police officers, "How do I get inside? How do I get through this police tape?" And there wasn't a lot of answers at that point, and there really aren't much more answers right now, because the shooter, we believe, is still on the loose.
You can imagine that situation, and just the past shootings in the past couple of weeks here in the United States, that those moments when the family does not know, and they come to the scene, and, you know, they want to hear from their loved one. So we know, we can certainly feel that son's anxiousness and fear, but we're glad he spoke with his dad. Kiran, we've also heard Senator Chuck Schumer. He said, "I'm praying for the families of those impacted and for our first responders. This Senate must and will move forward on legislation to help stop the epidemic of gun violence." Also, we've heard from Governor Andrew Cuomo. We are closely monitoring the ongoing situation in West Hempstead. The New York State Police has been directed to assist local authorities in their search for the perpetrator, and my team and I are in constant contact with first responders. The governor is saying, "I'm praying for the victims, and my heart breaks for the families and loved ones." We should repeat, a 49-year-old man, he has been killed. 2 other people were shot at and wounded. And again, Kiran, on the location of this, and it just really tells you about how the sounds of gunshots echo through our minds. This was upstairs in the grocery store, right? In the manager's office.
Yes, Dana, that's exactly it. We believe that the man that was shot, the 49-year-old, as you mentioned, was a manager at the store, and that the 2 other people that were shot, wounded, but are expected, well, they're in the hospital. We don't know the nature of their condition, but we do know that they're awake right now, speaking to investigators. They were also employees, and it's believed right now that the suspect is either a current or former employee of this Stop and Shop. So it appears that a lot of the employees know each other, and they know, you know, who was injured, and so of course that creates the trauma as well, because you can imagine one of your colleagues or a couple of your colleagues have been shot. So we're hearing a lot of trauma from those employees from the Stop and Shop. I also want to mention your point there about commenting from the governor, as well as from Senator Chuck Schumer, talking about gun control and gun violence amidst these rash of mass shootings that have been taking place across the country. I will say there have been many people coming here today commenting on it. There was a man when we first got here who came to the scene and actually started yelling. He was yelling out that there needs to be more gun control in this country. He was saying that he just had a young son who is still a newborn, and he's afraid for his life and for his future. There was another woman who came here as well, a union rep for some of the employees in the store, and she said something very similar, that something needs to be done.
Kiran, thank you so much for your information. The first thing you said something about a possible press conference again soon?
Yes, of course. We are waiting for another update. We're hearing that it'll happen in the next 30 minutes to an hour from the investigators here, the detectives here. We heard the first time from them around 12:30 or so, and once we have that, of course, we'll bring that to you live.
All right. Thank you so much, Kiran Dhillon, on the scene for us at the Cherry Valley Shopping Center in West Hempstead, Long Island. And again, we need to just make clear on what happened. 3 people were shot at the Stop and Shop in West Hempstead. 1 of them has died. 2 have been hospitalized. They were wounded. So for a very short time, there was an active shooter in this store. The gunman, the person of interest, left the store, has not been seen by police, as we know, as so far. So they're still searching for him, and if we could put his picture up one more time, because this is the man police are looking for. His name is Gabriel DeWitt Wilson. He's 31 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall, wearing a black baseball hat and black sweatshirt. When last seen, this is more than 3 hours ago now. Also, it's believed from what Police Commissioner Ryder said that Wilson has addresses in that area, in Hempstead as well as Long Beach, so they are searching the area. And schools were on lockdown up, and we're going to double check on that because it's about time for school to be out. We'll find out what they're doing, but lockdown meaning to keep the students and the faculty and everybody in safe and to not let anybody in. Stay with us here on CBSN New York for the latest information. We will have updates on this shooting throughout the afternoon. I'm Dana Tyler.